Hello, and welcome back to the #1 survival guide of the Cylinder. And today we shall sail back to the wildland and explore the underwater trenches and deep chasms of the wild sea. As your diving bell sank into the water, you glimpsed your last sight of land on the horizon before going under. Meanwhile, in the distance, you noticed a vast shoal of fish swimming within the anemones. It was a corpse dasher. Corpse dashers are scavenger fish that live in large schools and move through the anemone fields looking for scraps of food to feed on. Creatures long dead, consumed by the anemones. As you descended further into the trench, you looked up through the window of your diving bell and saw the shadows of large marine creatures looming above you. It was a krill squid, a species of filter-feeding squid with eyelash-like formations on its arms that allow it to collect bacteria and krill in the water, where it will then shove its arm down its throat and suck up all of the bacteria and krill. They also travel in whale-like pods with up to 100 individuals. As you looked down through your glass window, you saw an absolutely monstrously large fish swim up out of the abyss and knock your sub out of the way, causing you to descend even deeper into the ocean. It was a razorfin terrorfish. Razorfins are the apex predators of these waters, and mainly feed on the krill squid. While the family terrorfish are more widespread and well-known, the razorfin is particularly elusive, making it very lucky for you to see one of these most magnificent creatures. As you slowly regain consciousness after the razorfin's attack, you slowly open your eyes. You open your eyes and see almost nothing, except for the highlights on the cliff wall and the anemone growing on a small cliff edge. But then suddenly, you began to see more light. It was a bloom of shock jellies, a species of jellyfish that instead of using venom as a defense mechanism, it uses electric shock that passes through the water extremely easily. In terms of what they eat, they use extreme amounts of bioluminescence to attract any krill or small marine creatures within the water column. As your diving bell sank even deeper, you began to feel your heart race. Until you finally reached the bottom. It was extremely dark, almost entirely pitch black, and yet, even though it was, you could still feel like you could see something moving in the distance. It was a mind worm, a species of worm that uses its copious amounts of mucus in the water to make any nearby potential predators essentially go insane. Which makes this worm very sought after amongst wizards and sorcerers, for its ability to create mind control elixirs. As for what this creature eats, it mainly consumes marine snow and corpses of long-dead animals that float all the way down into the abyss. You see something suddenly break out of the darkness. It was an abyss crab. Abyssal crabs are a species of crustacean that live very deep down in the ocean and use bioluminescent hairs on their body to attract microbacteria and fish to their presence, where they will then eat them. But their preferred food is from whale falls, where a large marine creature falls down to the abyss and gets eaten by one of these creatures. However, in some cases, multiple individuals are at a whale fall, where they might have to engage in combat to see who gets to eat the corpse. Which is the reason why they have those large trapjaw-like claws that ensure anything within can never escape. But unfortunately, this abyss crab thought that you were a whalefall, and crushed your diving bell like a tin can. And that brings us to the end of this chapter of the Survival Guide.